Let's see it. Yes, there it is. I didn't see a timer. Hi, guys. How are you doing today? It is Thursday. Ooh, I got a little weenie there. That's the thing about live. Wow. Facebook was just giving me a pop up there. Sorry about that. Okay, let's restart. Let's start with a breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. Let's do that two more times. Inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's the square breath taught to me by my daughter, and I really love it. So yeah, when we look to the children, we can learn things. It is day 10 of my 21-day health reset, super voluntarily set upon me. So I'm doing a lot of reflection on what that means. So that just means I'm not like in a group around this. No one's joined me. You're welcome to join me for any amount of time. I'm going to December 21st, and I would happily start a little thread on that where we just support each other in any little mission you have, right? Like December is like, where does time go these days, right? So, I mean, in the next 10, 11 days, we'll be right on the holiday breaks doorstep. And I did this immediately following Thanksgiving because this is usually a challenge for me, right? To go from Thanksgiving to the holiday break. And I want to enjoy both of those. But what happens to me is that middle 3 weeks, because it's like busy, because you have things to do, because it's ramping up towards the holiday, because it's in between two holidays, because there used to be holiday parties and things, because you want to treat yourself. That's just a time where instead of like a weekend holiday or the 2 week holiday break, it easily turns into this like 2 month, you know what show, right? So summer is kind of like that for me. So naturally at the end of summer, beginning of fall, I like to reset before we get into the holiday season and then definitely reset in January. So in January, I'm doing a huge guided collective group reset. If you want to join me, totally you can. There's more specifics around that and we can talk about that. So what's this 3 week thing here in the middle about for me? It's about catching myself so that I just don't go off the cliff. It's also about how my healthy habits really serve me well. And I'm okay throwing them out the window for a time. I think that's like life and balance and freedom and fun and being with the flow with what's going on. Sometimes I feel like I really am two different people. This totally like plant-based yoga book nerd introvert person who just when I do all of my healthy habits, like you would never see me again except for lives like this. And, I would maybe get healthier and healthier, but have maybe less joy and connection. And this kind of party girl person who, if we're close friends and we've hung out socially, you probably know her too, right? She loves to let loose. She lets down her guard. She sometimes has too much to drink. She has smoked cigarettes in her lifetime and sometimes still struggles with that temptation. Um, yeah. And I mean, sometimes you love her. Sometimes you're like, whoa, go put that girl back in a box. So I'm kind of, I really, this is like deep honesty here. um, Trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. What's the integration of that person? What does that look like? Who's the person who carries her health with her into her social, free, relaxed time? And I even kind of do it on my own, right? Like, what does social relax look like? Ooh, I love to make a pastry and have a glass of wine. um, but you put that together too much and then you don't feel good in your body. So I'm never saying your struggles are my struggles. I'm just being honest about what my struggles are and that I have worked through many struggles, right? Like I was raised by obese, depressed, chronic illness individuals. And so every little bit of this has been like a, a claw and a scrape out of something that I was born into that was really pulling me down. And I'm absolutely still learning, but I've learned a ton along the way. And so what I've learned is the benefit. You put in, it's like bowling, right? You put in the bumpers so that you don't go in the gutter. So my tendency towards resets is I'm putting in the bumpers, right? Like I know I want to be here. I know if I don't try, I'm going to be here. I put in my resets and my goals and my aspirations, and I tend to land up here, right? Like above the midline, not way up here, but not down too low. So that's what it's all about for me. I meant to hop on just to kind of tell you the nitty gritty of today because, whoa, the intersection of stuff, right? I it was feeling hard for me today. It was feeling hard for me, and it's the hardest right before it gets easier. I'm at the beginning of my more time freedom days where I get to work from the cabin, and yet I'm looking at my list, looking at my realities, and seeing hard things. So I sort of started my day feeling really stressed out, and I reached out about two of my commitments, and I'm sort of like not totally wanting to bow out, but wanting to be honest and find my way through. And then after I sent some messages off, I had a total cry and a letdown because obviously there's something in me about not living up to things, and it made me feel sad and ashamed and embarrassed and like why didn't I just try and push harder? But I know the like push harder part is also the part that doesn't work. Is also the part where I go through with gritted teeth and a crunch and it's like this and ugh, and then I like crash and burn in some huge horrible way. Um and so I'm trying to learn how to not crash and burn. So I think this 21-day reset is making me be aware in a different way. So my normal thing is to push through and kind of punish myself and then to look for some kind of a release to that and kind of go a little bit too far. And so the pendulum swings. So the thing that I'm doing differently to upset the pattern is, at least for a time, not running to unhealthy distractions and trying to be honest and open and notice what's happening along the way. So I reworked one of the things. So I have one buddy who's been doing my Thursday morning yogas, and I knew it's just one because y'all aren't registering and reaching out. So I just reached out to her and said, "Hey, are you committed? Where are you?" And so we sort of canceled. And then I sort of was like, but I'm still going to do yoga today because it's on my healthy reset list. So I reached out and we did it anyway. And we just did it differently than me being like, I'm so prim and proper and ready and I'll have my Zoom on at 8:30. Like we just had a conversation. And then I'm like, here's what I was going to do today. I can still Zoom with you and we can still make this happen. And we did it. Um, so my point is, instead of a veneer of perfection, instead of a pushing through tension and opening and honesty, just maybe sharing our pain points and seeing how we can help each other lighten the load. I'm going to leave it there for today. That's my message. And I will likely be here tomorrow because that's my commitment right now. Have a fantastic day. Namaste.